Hi folks, thanks for joining me for this quick video. I'm going to show you how to make Vietnamese style summer rolls using some of our beautiful early summer flowers that you can find available at this time of year all over Northern Ireland. We're kind of in mid-June time, so there's lots of exciting things that are in the hedgerows and in the meadows and in the trees that we can use to put into our food, and this is a really great recipe to show you how to showcase that. It's also just a lovely simple recipe to carry with you through the seasons as things develop, and you can incorporate different wild ingredients and seasonal ingredients into them. It's quite a simple recipe, just requires a wee bit of prep, but once you've got that done, it's a little bit of kind of fiddly rolling, and then it's done, and they're so delicious. Really easy to make and really fun, like a lovely fun activity to do as well. So I thought I'd just start by showing you all of our ingredients. So first of all, we've got our rice paper. So these are lovely kind of sheets that come in a pack that looks like this, and actually this pack that I bought very conveniently has a picture of some summer rolls on it as well, so we know exactly we're getting the right thing. But you'll find these online or in the Asian supermarket if you are in Belfast. Here I've got all my kind of fresh crunchy raw things, so I'm just kind of using what's in season, and at the moment I've got some lovely young turnips which I've sliced up really thin here. I've got some fennel that I've also kind of mandolined here. We've got our mint, got a little bit of coriander, got some spring onion here, scallions, some very finely sliced carrot as well, so those are all to go inside. I've got my noodles all soaked and ready to go. I've got my prawns, and these are king prawns that I've sliced across the middle so they're thinner, and we'll use those to wrap it up as well. And then I've also got my flowers, so these are the things that I've foraged, so I'll just go through them kind of quickly. So here, these are flowers from Brassica rapa, which is also called wild turnip, and it's a kind of really common wild mustard you'll find growing all over the place at the moment, along hedgerows, roadsides as well. It's kind of like an escapee, so little kind of yellow flowers with 4 petals on them. This is Dame's Rocket, so this is quite similar to Honesty, which grows a little bit earlier in the season. It's also in the kind of Brassica cruciferous family too. It also has 4 little petals. Both of these have actually quite a neutral flavour for a Brassica mustard plant. Here I've got vetch, so this is bush vetch. So these have beautiful kind of little pea flowers. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah, beautiful little pea flowers, really delicious, and it's just the flowers that we wanted to use from this. Here I've got some wood sorrel, so that's our kind of forest flower growing plant that has a little shape of a shamrock. So again, super common plant in Northern Ireland, has beautiful flavour, just like lemon, like a real kind of sour, sweet, kind of fresh flavour. We've got one here that you'll probably recognise out of this pile, so this is red clover. Both varieties, red and white clover, are edible. Red clover is, again, it's in season now, has lovely flavour, surprisingly good flavour actually for kind of a really common flower. It can be slightly sweet, just really beautiful as well, that gorgeous colour. Herb Robert, this actually just came out of my garden, so this is a really kind of common weed, has beautiful little flowers. This is in the geranium family, or this particular part of the geranium family is sometimes called cranesbill, so they all have these little 5-petaled flowers and called cranesbill because of the shape of the seed heads when they're developed. And then lastly, I've got some lime tree leaves. So these are young lime tree leaves, so they're super tender. You can see yourself there, they're quite lettuce-like. You can see my fingers right through them. So super tender, slightly sweet, really perfect for this. And then the last thing I've got here is my dipping sauce, which I've made up already. So I will have the recipe in the description, but in here I've got some fish sauce, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of vinegar, and a little bit of wild garlic sliced up, and then finished with a little bit of chili as well. So just kind of done to taste. But you can do it any way you like. You can add a little bit more heat, you can add a little bit of ginger in there, would be delicious too. So once you've got everything prepped and ready to go, we can start making these. So I have soaked my rice paper for about 10 seconds, and it should have gone from that kind of crispness to this kind of soft kind of noodle. And be careful when you're handling this, it's really easy to poke a hole in it. And also it might want to stick to your board as well. So you want to work quickly once it's soaked and you've got it laid out. So we can start just adding our prepared vegetables first. So I'm going to stick some of my turnip down, so that's kind of my base, and it kind of sets the width as well, so you want to leave this kind of amount of space on either side for folding in at the end. So got that, got a little bit of our fennel, gonna add my little pinch of my noodles. So key here is not to overfill, but like making a burrito or a taco or something like that, it's really easy to overdo it. So that's all you need there. I'm gonna add some of my mint. So again, I just do these kind of things to taste. I've got coriander here as well. I love a lot of mint, so I'm gonna add a lot of mint to mine. So a little pile of mint. Then my scallions there as well. Again, keeping it nice and tight here. And then a couple of bits of carrot, again, kind of keeping that width. Then we're going to add our prawns. So like I said, prawns are cut thin, so in half here. So, and I lay them across like this. So just in front here. Okay, and then once you've got to this stage and you've added all those things, we can peel up our first edge here. And I place it over, then very gently but kind of firmly over this first set, so you've kind of caught those in. Then flip it over again over onto your prawns, and then stop there. And this is where we're going to add our flowers. So just grab anything that you've got. So we've got our veg. So, and there's no kind of rules around where you would put it. If you imagine our turnip here is going to give us kind of a white background, so you can kind of go pretty creative, pretty artsy at this stage. So you can do things in a pattern. If you're much more patient than me, you can make things kind of like really beautiful. I prefer to kind of go for, you know, a little kind of Jackson Pollock approach. Just throw things on there. So some of our clover, we can kind of press that down onto there. And we've got some of our Dame's Rocket, some of our pea flowers, and then I'm going to finish up with some of our Herb Robert. So again, just kind of press them on, so you've got this little kind of little meadow scene going on here, really cute. So once you've got to this stage, fold in your edges. Again, very similar to folding a burrito. I'm assuming that everyone has folded a burrito before, but you get me. Fold those in. Just watch this, it's quite sticky. And then we do our final fold. So again, tuck this in, and in this fold, this should grab onto our flower. So you can see our beautiful prawns are there, and just wrap that right round. And so when you're done, you should have something that looks like this. So if I lift this up, you can see beautiful translucent texture of that rice paper. It means typical. I just lost the end of my video there, so I'm back. I had to wait a little bit of time in between, so I had to make up a fresh one, but you can see it's kind of a similar design. So lots of little flowers that are coming through in this kind of beautiful translucent layer. And that's it. So you want to make these up really as you go, and what's nice to do is kind of do it as a activity, have a group of people or with your kids, and kind of lay everything out and add them in. You can also kind of use any kind of fillings that you like. So if you like chicken or beef, or mushrooms are great, tofu is really good as well, anything at all works in here. And then just serve them up. So you want to serve them up pretty quickly. They don't really sit around very long. So you can see I've made a few Here we're kind of made use of some of the greens. So in here, this is the lime leaves, and there's some sorrel in there and things like that as well. So just like serve them up and kind of dip them in your dipping sauce, and that's you ready to go. So dipping sauce ready, salmon rolls ready, and that's it. Easy peasy. So I hope you have a go. If you do, take a picture, send it to me. I would really appreciate that, and I hope you really enjoy it. Thanks.